Well, hi guys, welcome back to episode number 5. And if you're new, I'm so happy that you're here. You're so welcome. Well, today, of course, I'm doing episode number 5, and it's Fall Y'all series that I'm doing for the fall this year. And this time I decided to go with some Pinterest inspired DIYs. The first one that I have is this really adorable wood bead pumpkin, and I fell in love with this on Pinterest. And it's in keeping with the neutral tones that I'm using, and I'm continuing that theme from like the last episode I did with the would-be pumpkin, but also I'm going to be doing a banner today, and I love the way this turned out. Really nice neutral tones, and it looks very rustic and lovely on my fireplace. By the way guys, I noticed some of you said you weren't getting notified when I uploaded videos, so please make sure that you hit the bell notification for all notifications so you won't miss any other uploads. So what we're going to be using is all Dollar Tree items, first with this banner that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using for the banner some nautical rope and some burlap leaves. They come in a 5-pack, and I made sure I have the ones with the wire on the back, and some white Waverly paint, a sponge brush, and last but not least, these poster stickers that you get from the Dollar Tree. I do have a black Sharpie instead of paint, and some pre-cut circles from cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start disassembling this, and I'm going to make sure that when I do it guys and I cut it, I don't rip it off, but I actually leave the ribbon on the back because I'm going to be using that a little later. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and paint these out in that white paint and then put them to the side to dry. Now I'm going to start assembling the banner. We're going to take that burlap pack, and we're going to take those white cardstock circles that I pre-cut, and I'm simply going to hot glue them down. Now we're going to get the peel and stick stickers from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to spell out the word fall. And as you can see, this assembly is going super fast. Now we're going to get those pumpkins. They're dried already, and when you paint over anything that has any wording on it, it's going to automatically still be there unless you go and sand it off. So I didn't sand it on purpose because I don't have a Cricut. So this is a really great trick for if you don't have a Cricut. Don't sand off the letters if you want to use that as a reference. Okay, and it'll be like a nice font that you can go back over. You can use paintbrush, you can use an embellishing pen. I'm using a black Sharpie because I wanted it to really stand out on that white paint. So just keep that in mind. It's a really good trick guys. And it goes really fast. You can see it faintly, and you can see it just enough to go back and trace over it. So it looks like you used a stencil or a Cricut and you didn't. And don't worry guys, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can see it looks awesome, doesn't it? So that's a great trick to keep in mind. Now that we have all of those done, we're going to start assembling the banner. Now the reason I kept the wire, I got the actual burlap leaves with the wire on it so that way we can just add it on and just leave some space in between so when we go back and add the pumpkins. And with this, I was going to hot glue it, but I decided to just staple them on. It would be a lot simpler and a lot quicker, and it'll be instantaneous. So I wanted to add a little definition to the pumpkin, so I went back with some of this acrylic paint, and I just gave it some definition, and I absolutely love the way this turned out. It's perfect. A lot of times when we do DIYs, we'll never admit to the fact that sometimes it just doesn't turn out the way we want it to, or it'll be an epic fail, but sometimes it turns out perfect, and this time this DIY turned out just perfect, and I love this rustic neutral tones that it's just giving me on the fireplace. I love it. So the next DIY, of course, is this Pinterest inspired wood bead pumpkin, and I absolutely love it. Now you only need 4 items: some floral wire, some jute string, some wood beads, and a little bit of hot glue. So we're going to cut this in 4 different four wires rather, and you're just going to add on your wood beads. Just going to add on an even number. Make sure it's an even number, and I'll tell you why. We're going to add 18, so it will be 9 on each side. Once we get all 18, you're just going to take them and join the 2 ends and twist it. Make sure you twist it tight The tighter you twist it, the better, because that's how the pumpkin is going to keep its form. And I would recommend getting a thicker gauge wire than I use, so that way the pumpkin would have more form. Now we're going to do the same thing with the second wire. Make sure that you have 18. Once again, it's 9 on each side. Count them out to make sure it's measured correctly. Then you're going to place it on top of the middle of the 9, and you're going to pull it through one side and then pull it through the other side. Once you have it flat, as you can see, you're just going to hold this up and then take the two ends and twist them. And that's how you form the base of the pumpkin. Isn't that great, guys? I love this. You're going to repeat the same process for the next 2 wires, but make sure when you twist them that you twist them very tight, because if you have any slack, it won't hold its form. Now with the next 2 wires that we're going to be doing, you're not going to use 18, but instead for this one, you're going to use only 16. So that's 1 less on each side, and you're going to repeat the same process by pulling it through and twisting it. And then the last one we're going to do, we're just going to use 14, so that's 7 on each side, and then that's how you get it so the top of it isn't overlapping. Now the leftover wire that you have, you're just going to twist it down to form a stem, put a dab of hot glue, and then you're going to wrap your jute string around it to the desired thickness. And I added some leaves on at the last minute to give it a full look. And this is the way it turned out. It looks absolutely fabulous. I love the neutral tones and the rusticness. It's just so cute. And I styled it with some sunflowers. I love bringing sunflowers into my home this time of year, all through the fall when they're in season. And sunflowers are my absolute favorite flower. So guys, I love the way this looks. It's nothing like having some real flowers in the home. So I hope you like the way this turned out, and I hope you have gained some inspiration from both of these DIYs. Don't forget to like and subscribe and give it a thumbs up, because the thumbs up really help out our channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, because we're having a weird algorithm with YouTube. In the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. Keep your head up, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.